Sign up today for a 7-day free trial at alerts.chartguys.com. Everyone checking in on the crypto sector and the bounce attempt that's currently going on. We have daily inside bars forming in a lot of places, which means the daily RSI is not cooling off yet on Bitcoin. It's still down in the low 20s. But if we look at the hourly time frame, we have a very clear tightening range that is due to break very soon. We have our bottom of 82.22. We held it at 82.35, and we're triple bottoming down at this level with the hourly exponential resistance rejecting the price. So looking at this on the half-hour time frame, we can see the clear little lower highs and the clear tightening range, and we're certainly going to see a break very soon. If we get a bull break, we zoom out to the 4-hour time frame and we look for a lower high. So again, just to talk about the zoom out game, as I reference, some people may not know what that means. It means when we change a trend on a lower time frame. So on this hourly chart, if it breaks bullish and we change the trend and we get over the hourly exponential resistance, we zoom out and we know that we have to do the exact same thing on the 4-hour time frame. We know that we're just looking for a 4-hour lower high. We have 4-hour exponential resistance, and if we change the 4-hour trend, we then zoom out to the daily time frame and we do the same thing. We look for a daily lower high. We look at the daily exponential resistance. So it's all fractals of the same thing going on over and over and over again, just based on whatever time frame you're looking at. So the half hour has the clarity for now. With the bull break, we zoom out. We look at the 4-hour for the lower high. We watch exponential resistance. If we see a bear break, we're looking at 8,159, the low, and then 8,000 psychological. I have some bids set right now. I exited all of my trades from the bounce play yesterday. And when I stopped the video, which editing, I screwed that up, but from the video yesterday, I stopped, added ETH, and sold it for a couple percent higher, just looking for that 5-minute higher low that ended up playing out. And then the same thing happened on the hourly time frame. So let's look at that real quick, just while we're on that train of thought. So the play that happened while I was filming yesterday was this higher low right here. And I entered at 164.55 and I sold at 167.55 or 167.40, something along those lines. So just a quick little flip, but it was the 5-minute higher low anticipated that it was going to form that had me enter. Look at what happened last night on Ethereum and how this bounce played out. We hit the top of the bounce and then we pulled back for the hourly higher low. Ended up seeing another few percent to the upside from that low. So it's the same thing. This happened on the 5-minute time frame, then it happened on the hourly. So that's the range to be watching on Bitcoin. And it looks like nope, we're on Ethereum. So that's the range to be watching on Bitcoin. And again, I have orders right now under 8,000 because if we see another leg down, the daily RSI is going to be approaching teens. And I am happily scaling into a longer term swing position. Again, just looking for a daily lower high to form, but if we're down under 8,000, I would happily have an average under 8,000 and then just look for a bounce for a daily lower high. ETH, I would look to add ETH as well if we get a bear break. You can see ETH just had an equilibrium bull break. It's not going to go very far without Bitcoin breaking bullish as well, but even without looking at the chart, we can know that that means ETH BTC is bullish as well. So that bull break just occurred, which is why Ethereum broke bullish and Bitcoin has not yet. Base of support for Ethereum in the 162s. We got a double bottom down there and then 157.75. I have buy orders on Ethereum under 160 in case we see another leg down. Daily inside bar, just like Bitcoin. If we get some follow through here and if Bitcoin breaks bullish as well to help some momentum, we're zooming out to the 4-hour chart and we're looking for a 4-hour lower high to form. We've got resistance at 175.25. We've got 4-hour exponential resistance to be watching. And the RSI has cooled off. Don't lose sight of that. We can absolutely see another leg down because the shorter term time frames have cooled off RSI levels. ETH BTC, hourly uptrend ever since that dump. 4-hour chart, we're just looking for a lower high to form. But due to the size of the bounce at this point, we can anticipate that when we do top out, we will form a 4-hour higher low as well. So I'm looking at the range where we have the top from before the dump, low of the dump, and then we're going to be looking for a lower high to form, probably in the near term future. LTC USD, it's not a daily inside bar because it already dropped to a lower low, which not many other individual names did. So it's a bit of a different look for that reason. The hourly is getting over exponential resistance, but again, need to see Bitcoin break bullish as well if we're going to get follow through. 4-hour exponential resistance is approaching, just looking for a 4-hour lower high. RSI has cooled off. So as I talked about in the video yesterday for the bears, at this point, bears are scouting for a potential bearish entry on a 4-hour lower high. The really patient bears are scouting for a daily lower high to make their entry. So it all depends on how aggressive you want to be. But with that exponential resistance looming and the RSI cooling off, that's what some bears are going to be looking to do. And that's why it's so hard to change trends, because after a dump like that, you know bears are either going to take their profit and then reload, or bears that missed the initial dump are going to be looking to establish a position. LTC, BTC, trying to bounce. Had a little double bottom down at 642 and 642. So double bottom. Now we're looking up at 7249 as key resistance, and I wouldn't be surprised to bounce around within that range for a couple of days. Daily time frame, really it's the weekly chart that's trying to form a higher low here. Low, high of the weekly bounce, trying for a higher low. We'll see if any weekly trend change can result from this bounce attempt on the Bitcoin pairing. XRP daily inside bar, hourly time frame already fading up, similar to Litecoin. 4-hour exponential resistance being tested, and we're scouting for a 4-hour lower high to be set soon. Nice bounce and nice follow through. Definitely one of the leaders. 17% move, and if we're going to look at where Ethereum is at, only a 8% move. So higher risk, higher reward for XRP. It was a big dump below any support levels nearby, but a significant bounce as well. From there, we got Binance. So Binance is a daily inside bar. The hourly time frame, more in line with Bitcoin, not really getting much follow through. Resistance is 1649 and 1655. If we get over those levels, 4-hour time frame, exponential resistance will be on watch, as will a 4-hour lower high. Have to change 4-hour trends for any kind of clear momentum shift in this sector into tomorrow. So if we drop down to lower lows, it's a step back for the bulls. If we see a 4-hour lower high and lower low, nothing changes. The bears have complete control on all time frames. If we change the 4-hour trend, we zoom out and we look for a daily lower high to be set, but that will at least put a temporary bottom in where bulls can start gaining some confidence, looking for at least a bit of bounce follow through. So have your game plan established. What are you going to do if Bitcoin breaks bull? What are you going to do if it breaks bear? And act on it when that occurs. I appreciate you watching. I'm going to be traveling the next few days, so videos will be less regularly scheduled. And I'll check in as I can. Hope you all have a good rest of your day. Do good things out there. We'll end it here with a sand dune in Idaho from, 8 or 10 years ago.
On you. Oh!
You hurt your leg?
Can't see.
Hits you what?